Hi there! Today I have a special video for you. As you may know, my YouTube channel is pretty new. I just started it last summer and my goal was to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm so excited to have already reached that goal, but I'm even more excited by the community that is growing here on this channel. I love making friends and meeting people from all over the world, and as an experienced English teacher, I want to share my knowledge with as many English learners as possible to help you guys reach your goal. Today's video is my way of saying thank you for being here and to help you get to know me so that our community can continue to grow here. I also think that this can be good listening practice too. So to celebrate 500 subscribers and to help you get to know me, here are some fun facts about me. But make sure to stay until the end of the video when I will have a question for you too. Number 1, my real name is Jennifer, but I go by Jenna, and you can call me Jenna. I was born in the 1970s when Jennifer was probably the most popular name for girls, and I got tired of being one of many Jennifers, so I decided to go by Jenna when I was about 7 years old. Number 2, I was born and raised in the United States, but I have traveled and lived in other countries too. Number 3, my father was in the military for 30 years, and as part of his job, we had to move about every 2 years, and so I have lived in 9 states in the US. I was born in Kansas, and then we lived in Idaho, Connecticut, Washington, California, South Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, Ohio, and now I've been back in California for the last 18 years. Number 4, I live in Sacramento, which is the capital of California. It's a city of about 1 million people, and I have lived here for 18 years, and I love it. Number 5, I'm married, and we have 2 boys who are ages 13 and 9. Number 6, I teach ESL, which stands for English as a Second Language, and I teach at a college here in Northern California. Most of my students are immigrants, but some of them are also refugees and international students. And all of them are here in my classes to learn English and then hopefully go to college and get their degrees. Most of my students come from China, Vietnam, and Afghanistan, but I also have a small number of students from Mexico, Russia, Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, Moldova, Ukraine, and a few other countries. Number 7, because I teach ESL full-time, I teach all the English skills. I teach reading, writing, grammar, pronunciation, speaking, and listening. But I usually focus on the advanced levels. But I have taught all levels during my teaching career from the very beginning all the way to very advanced. Number 8, my husband is from Brazil, and he is also an English learner. We met in 1999 when I was in graduate school, and he came to the US to learn English, and we have been together ever since. Number 9, Portuguese is my second language. So when I met my husband, I realized that it was important for me to learn his first language, Portuguese, partly because his mother doesn't speak English. And this has been great because I can communicate with his whole family, but also it strengthens the bond between me and my husband because I can understand when he speaks his first language. Number 10, we have a bilingual household. So that means that my husband and I speak English together, and he speaks Portuguese with my kids, and we use both languages when we are together as a family. So it's normal for us to have a conversation in which I use English, my husband uses Portuguese, and my kids switch back and forth between the 2 languages. Number 11, I am an only child, so that means that I don't have any brothers or sisters. And because I missed having a sibling when I was growing up, I really wanted for my kids to have a brother or a sister. So I'm very lucky that I had 2 kids and they're best friends. Number 12, I have a bachelor's degree in art history. So this has nothing to do with English teaching, but it's important because When I was in my last year of college, I studied in Italy for a short time, and then after I graduated from college, I spent some time in Europe, and that's how I ended up teaching English. But I was there first because I was learning about the art. Number 13, I never planned to be an English teacher. After I graduated from college, my best friend lived in the Czech Republic and she worked there as an English teacher. And I decided to follow her and I thought it would be an exciting adventure to live there. I ended up teaching English because at that time the schools would hire native speakers because they needed people to teach English there. And I was not a good teacher. I taught there for 1 year and I realized during that time that even though I didn't have any training, that I really enjoyed it, that I found the language interesting and that I wanted to do that for my job. So that's how I began teaching English. Number 14, I have a master's degree in linguistics. So after I taught English for a year in Europe, I came back to the US and I knew that I wanted to be an ESL instructor. So I went back to school and got a master's degree. Linguistics is the study of language, how language works and how languages are different. So this study helped me understand how to teach English grammar and English pronunciation and how languages are different, which helps me to explain things to my students. Number 15, I have studied 6 languages. So don't get excited about this because actually I can't remember much from them at all, except for Portuguese, because I use Portuguese on a daily basis. So I've studied French, which is common in the US to study French in high school. So I studied French for 6 years. I also studied Spanish, Czech, Portuguese, German, and American Sign Language. But as I said, I forgot pretty much everything from those other languages except for Portuguese. Number 16, I love to travel. When I was a teenager, my dad lived in Italy for a few years, and I had the chance to visit and then to study in Italy when I was in college. And these experiences started a love of traveling that I still have until now. I travel to Brazil every year to spend time with my husband's family. My favorite cities are San Francisco in the United States and Rome, Florence, and Prague in Europe. But I would travel to every country in the world if I could. Number 17, when we don't have time or money to travel to faraway places, we like to travel in our little trailer. And this allows us to go camping, but with the conveniences of having a refrigerator and a bed and a small bathroom. And we love to explore California in this trailer. And also last summer, we spent 10 days camping in Oregon, which was really beautiful. And if you come to the US, I recommend going to Oregon. It's a very beautiful place. Number 18, my family and I love to go hiking. Because we usually go with our kids, we don't have the chance to do like really long or difficult hikes, but we love to go hiking when we travel. And with our kids, we've done some pretty amazing hikes, like this one on the Isle of Skye in Scotland, and this one to the top of a small volcano at Lassen National Park in California. Number 19, I have a soft spot for animals. I love all animals, especially birds, but even insects. I love animals so much. And we have a dog that we are crazy about. Number 20. When I was a kid, I played flute for a few years and I was also really serious about ballet. But I wasn't into any other activities. And so for that reason, I don't play an instrument now and I don't play any sports. Number 21. When I have free time, my favorite things to do are read books, watch movies with my family, cook, bake, go for long walks, and spend time in nature. Number 22. My favorite way to spend a day when we travel is to go to an art museum, to eat the local food, and maybe visit a botanical garden. Number 23. I had lots of jobs when I was young. I got my first job when I was 16 and I worked at a movie theater. I would sell tickets at the movie theater and serve people their drinks and popcorn. And then after that, I worked at a video store, a gas station, which was a terrible job. I only was there for a few weeks, many restaurants, and an art museum. Number 24, I love coffee and tea. I drink a big cappuccino in the morning, and then I drink lots of green tea throughout the day, and I always have a hot cup of chamomile tea right before bed. Number 25, I am a night owl, and I always have been. I love to stay up late, and sometimes that's a problem because I have to get up early for work. I hope this roundup of 25 things about me helped you to get to know me better, but now I want to know about you. My question for you is, what do we have in common? To have something in common means that we share something that is the same. And you can answer the question like this. What do we have in common? One thing that we have in common is that we are both night owls, or we both love tea. So tell me in the comments below, what is something that we have in common? And I'll type an example answer down there so you can see how to answer that question. If you liked this video, please give it a like, make sure you're subscribed, and check back soon for more new videos. See you soon.